So these police have gone wrong. They're threatening people. When I first got here, there was no police car, and anytime I come in, they start bringing the police car around me. Also, when I go into that CVS, they'll call the police on me immediately. As an African, they treat me like I'm a crazy, and I believe they want to use the um, the snare of calling people crazy to kill them. So they said this governor told them. That's how my mother's daughters killed my mother. The friend mental illness of my mother and got her killed. Our daughters were born in America. My mother was born in Nigeria. So my mother said our daughters were into insurance fraud scam. So my mother had a heart disease and she went to Bellevue Hospital. And she didn't even tell the daughters because they said the daughters were always trying to provoke her. So they were out of control. Those daughters were arrested as children because they were always out of control. My mother had to send them to live with a white family in Pennsylvania, and they beat up the white family also. They put them in prison in Pennsylvania. And those daughters grew up to be out of control. So they told the hospital to lock my mother up in the psych ward. They lied on my mother that she was crazy. But my mother was having a heart disease, and my mother died. So I think this governor is aware that it's so easy to kill an African by just calling the person crazy. So she told the police to be following us, all the homeless, and calling us crazy. Why are they shining their lights on me? That's so scary. Oh wow. So they shine their lights on me. So they're trying to provoke something because sometimes they're shining their laser light on me. I don't know why they're doing that. So they have the police follow me around and she just shine their lights on me. Sometimes they may claim your phone is like a gun. So my phone has a camera flash on. So each time I have my phone has a camera flash, they'll pretend like it's a gun. So they started flashing their own lights on me also. So this is they need to investigate them. Why are they provoking? I didn't even know my. Yeah, I told my camera flash up because it's nighttime. So so my phone had a camera flash on and each time they attack me like that, I'll bring out my phone and so say, "Oh, your phone is carrying us. Your phone is carrying us." I'm like, "Why? Your flash is on." I'm like, "Oh wow." So this is why it's very dangerous for this police to be making unlawful surveillance and encounters with blacks because it allows accidental killing. You know, Sometimes they come and attack me in the bathroom. They tell me I'm taking too long in the bathroom. Even though I'm not taking too long. So right now, they don't even let me use the bathroom. They just find excuses. Even though the Brooklyn Federal Court told them in Floyd versus City of New York in 2013 that they have to stop profiling people and treat us like criminals. So they just treat me like I'm just a terrorist, foreigner, every evil in the world. You know, and they always attack me and they'll tell me my cell phone looks like a gun. They'll tell me when they attack me in the bathroom, they'll just find an excuse. They'll say I shouldn't put my pants up, I should leave naked because they're afraid I have a gun. So they're making up excuses to just kill me, and they're surrounding me because I'm an activist exposing corruption in New York State. That this Governor Oko is corrupt. I've posted so many videos about her. So they're just trying to provoke me to kill me and make it look like accidental killing. Especially since John Danieli was killed by Daniel Penny. So they believe it's easy to kill an homeless person. Also, after my mother was put in the psych ward and killed in 2015, the police arrested me 4 years later and put me also in the psych ward and trained mental illness on me. As I was going to court against the Bellevue Hospital for lying on my mother, she was crazy because my mother's daughters lied on to the hospital. My mother was crazy. And my mother said, my mother's daughters played a trick on the hospital because they wanted to get guardianship over my mother because our daughter thought my mother was going to get a lot of money because the police booted us out of our apartment, me and my mother, in 2010, and they thought I was going to get a lot of money with my mother. So they wanted to have guardianship over my mother so the money will come to them. You know, so anytime I started calling, the police will flee, you know. So they're terrorizing civilians like bullies. So this government is acting like a redneck cowgirl in which my mother's daughters killed my mother in 2015. I know they won't prosecute those daughters. My friend Arugana was helping me and my mother in 2014 with the court papers because the police took her home and they killed him. I recorded every gun. When I gave them the court papers, they won't prosecute, they won't help me bring additional charges against the gunner killer for terrorism. Because they said the way he choked every gunner, and they didn't let me testify in the first court case. The case was dismissed, and I have recording when I gave every gunner the court papers at the same place where they choked him. The police went there days later to choke him. So I want them to bring another charge of terrorism because they can bring terrorism charges if the manner in which they killed somebody was so full of depravity to life. They said Eric Garner was killed and it was alleged that may have caused him to have a heart attack. And this governor has been avoiding the situation. I've been raising awareness online. And each time I try to raise awareness, they will start saying that police attack me. And she also will join in by saying a lot of the homeless need to be put in psych ward. And they'll be following me around and they'll be misstating everything I do. If I have a cell phone, they say, "What do you have in your hand? Are you trying to shoot us with a gun? We're very afraid you're about to kill us." So it's like that. She's using them as an assassin, and she believes she can get away with the police killing another black person. That the Jordan Neely's death has opened the way for any black person to be killed, and they will just lie that the black person was crazy and they killed. And they say, I believe the jury will free them. It says some of the jury were also black Americans that supported the white guy and freed him for killing Jordan Neely. So they believe the stage is now set to kill any black person. So the police are acting weird around me. If I'm holding a cell phone, they'll be like, they're scared I'm holding a gun. And they'll come into the bathroom as I'm using the bathroom, they'll kicking me out. And so they treat me like an animal. They're using unwarranted provocation. This police and the government according to be charged with terrorism. They do this to me in the train station. I'm a homeless African. I don't know where else to go to use the bathroom. And some other whites are joining in. I just got robbed. Since Jordan case has been going on in court this year, I got robbed of my luggages that had all my clothing. So I'm trying to get new clothing. And it's a charity that comes to Macy's 34th Street Air Square to give clothing. They call them the midnight run because they always come at 12 midnight. So now when I go there, they change the time. They told me they've already came and left. They don't come at midnight anymore. And when they see me, they will wave to me and say, bye, bye. And they'll be taunting me and laughing. So I believe they can charge some of those charity members with inciting racial attack. So I believe they want to use the guys that I'm a homeless African that's wearing torn clothing, and that's why they want to arrest me and check my mental health and use that as a provocation to kill me. Because nobody likes to be called crazy. And the last time they said they wanted to check my health like that, they arrested me, choked me down, the videos online, and put their nail on my neck, and stole my green card, stole my travel document in 2019, and locked me up in the psych ward. I had to call a lawyer to take them to court, and they freed me 7 days later. The hospital didn't show up in court. So they're being rogues about it, and they believe they can use your health or your poverty to mock you and kill you. So America has now returned to the days of enslaving Africans like me. Because I was robbed recently as the Jordan Neely case was going on. I had a luggage full of clothing, and they robbed me in Brooklyn. And I called the police wouldn't help me. They made me wait hours, and they told me they can't help me and drove off. And they were just trying to provoke me. So I lost like 3 luggages full of clothing and important stuff. I called 911 and everything. So they just keep doing it to me in Brooklyn, Manhattan. So this is medicine. This is an accessory to attempted murder. So this governor Oko needs to be investigated. I've been criticizing her that she needs to bring charge and other charges against the Arugana killer for killing Arugana. They didn't allow me to testify in the first case, and they need to use my evidence now to bring additional charge of terrorism. And she doesn't want to help a black person get justice. So they believe they can just kill me as a witness and the case will die off. So they need to charge her with accessory to murder and murder cover-up. So they believe they can just call a black person crazy and kill them. Even Michael Jackson's father said, in this country, when they start calling a black person crazy, that black person better watch out. They will be trying to kill that person. My mother used to say that at that time, me and her were under FBI surveillance. So I was shocked when Michael Jackson's father said that. I used to be under, I'm still under FBI surveillance because I had an immigration case in 2000. My mother had a green card, I had a green card. But they arrested me in JFK. That there was a problem with my visa, so they put me under FBI surveillance. So they just been discriminating against me. There was no problem with my visa, and I spent 8 years in court case before I could get my green card back. So they just, yeah, as I'm a transsexual, I used to be a male. So this is how this country messes with the males. Now I'm a transsexual, I'm no longer a male. And they still mess with me. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. I have to be strong. My mother told me be strong. My mother always told me be strong. So, I don't want to cry. So please help me, world. Please help me, world. This country and New York State has gone rogue. This country has gone rogue. So I'm not depressed. I'm just a little upset that, my friend Ghana is dead. My mother's dead. I have evidence. Come on, let's go to court. Let's go to court, Averyberg. Let's go to court of Governor Oko. So I've courted Averyberg, and it's not helping me. I guess he doesn't want me to become a star, which is kind of weird, because now everybody's clout chasing. Everybody wants to be on camera. I'm not trying to be on camera. I just want to get justice. That's about. I don't even like camera life. I like my private life. But there's murder in your town, in your city, and you guys don't want the case to be properly prosecuted. The Arigona's case wasn't properly prosecuted. I'm a witness to his killing. They never let me testify. I have recorded. I want my recording of Arigona to be played in court, and the killer to be charged with terrorism. Because I gave the Arigona my court papers against the NYPD, and days later they went and killed Arigona, close to my birthday in 2014. So that case shouldn't be over yet. And this governor has the power to bring terrorism charges, but she said she supports the police. And also, my mother was killed by the daughter's friendly mental illness on her. Before that, my mother sued 1199. My mother was working as a home health aide, and they denied her pension. She was working 24 hours, but they only pay her 12 hours. And she says they cheated her. And as she sued the 1199, the landlord who was for the 1199 also as an accountant kicked us out of our home. Got the police come and kick us out, said it's an illegal basement. So my mother told the court she suspects 1199 is behind the landlord getting the police to kick us out. So now 1199, I found out they donated money to this governor. Now my mother is dead because after she became homeless, our daughters also got her killed in Bellevue. Told the Bellevue to lock her up in the psych ward because our daughters were trying to make money off of the death. They believe if they called her crazy, the Bellevue hospital would give them guardianship over her, and the money the hope she would make from the police kicking us out will come to them, and they can steal the money. And they called her crazy and got her locked up, but she died during the process of the wrongful incarceration. And my mother was able to nail 1199. She believed the 1199, and our landlord, who also was for 1199, got us kicked out as soon as my mother filed a lawsuit to get all the money. She paid as a union. She paid for her pension that 1199 didn't want to pay her because they were cheating home at days allegedly. Wherever she worked 24 hours, they only paid 12 hours. And I think the Supreme Court has ruled now that they should be paying those money back. So this governor, they said she's highly compromised. She gets money for the 1199, and I'm a living witness that could get 1199 charged as an accessory to murder because the landlord, Henry Gomes, was working for 1199. As soon as my mother sued 1199, he kicked us out of our home with the police. And this governor gets money for 1199 campaign. So she's highly compromised and I'm being surrounded by the police. So I've been bragged they want to make your town a murder town. To cover up Arigona's killing on Staten Island, I'm a witness in Manhattan. So the police are following me around, they attack me at the station. Anytime I try to use the bathroom, they use the janitors, like the Black American janitors or Spanish janitor, to go and call the police. I'm taking too long. I'm like, what is too long to use a bathroom? I have diarrhea, I'm not an animal on a leash. So they're treating me like I'm a dog on a leash. This is sexual harassment. I don't need to be put on a leash to use the bathroom in America. They have multiple bathrooms. So they're just provoking me. So Alvin Bragg, please arrest your gang of Black Americans and Governor Oko and your police. They believe they can terrorize me as a transsexual. And since some Black Americans also joined in to free the Jordan Neely killer. They believe now it's open field, any black can get killed, and they can get away with it. So Alvin Bragg, you have to do something about this governor. She may be an accessory to murder. She's corrupt. Please investigate. A link with 1199. My mother was able to go to court against 1199, and the 1199, and my mother alleged soon after got our landlord who was working for 1199 to boot us out with the police. So please, that case has to be charged in court, and this governor, a link with 1199, whatever illegal campaign finances she's getting from them, she needs to be charged just like Eric Adams under state law this time around. Because they say if you charge under federal law, Trump may pardon Eric Adams. So, it's a police charge under state law.